Hello, guys, and welcome to the GP Experience by IFF1. We are back for another round after the very exciting Chinese GP weekend. And काफी कुछ है बात करने के लिए. I have SJ with me again here. Hello, SJ.
Hi.
So I think we should start with the race results, I think. Or may I say, how was your overview for this weekend? Like how the cars felt to you? Are the conversations around the regulations being so off the mark, right or wrong?
It was a good, entertaining race. Started with good sprint qualifying on a Friday afternoon in China. It was afternoon. Yeah, so referring to the local time.
Yeah.
Then, Brussels pole for the sprint qualifying was awesome. Both Mercedes locked down front row. Then, you know, Charles starting P4 and Hamilton was a little bit behind, I think P6 where he started, right? In the sprint race.
P6. Are you
P6.
correct? Are you sure?
I'm not sure.
I think Charles was P3 and Hamilton was P4. He
That's
was not P6.
no, the
Let's
finish. No, I'm saying about sprint qualifying. I'm not saying about the
yeah, yeah.
sprint race finish. Okay.
It
So
was fourth. Hamilton was starting P4
yeah,
behind Norris.
yeah. So Hamilton was starting P4 and Leclerc was, I think, more further behind. Sorry, I stand
P6.
corrected. Okay, yeah. So it was good. And then, something which Ferrari has been nailing in Australia, then in sprint race and in the main race also are these starts. They are getting this superb launch of the grid, and they are putting good pressure on the Mercedes, sorry, right? And it was really awesome to watch, Hamilton leading the race, sprint race for 2, 3 laps, maybe even more, But then eventually the Mercedes power got back to Ferrari. Though Ferrari put up a good fight for a change, the strategy and all the results were good. So for me, overall, it was a very good race.
Yeah, a very good race and a very exciting weekend as well. And as you said, Mercedes were bound to have this advantage, and as they locked out front row in both qualifying and in the main qualifying as well, sprint qualifying as well. So I think where these regulations are being able to shine is that we are seeing racing in corners which were not possible in the ground effect era because of the size of the cars and the width which they were operating at. And these cars being smaller and more nimble, although they are being assisted by the battery levels and all, and I think some of the criticisms are fair, which we'll come back to later in the podcast.
Uh,
But the fact that Ferrari is able to have this massive starting advantage because of the smaller turbo which they have, and that is creating much more exciting racing at the front of the field as opposed to where it should be in the midfield, which is also a very good fight.
Correct. You are right. Again, everybody knew of the regulations at least couple of years back, right?
Exactly.
People, all the teams, they started working on their engines and the new regulations uh, quite some in 2025 itself, and quite early in 2025, and some later in 2025 after the half season or
Exactly.
whatever. Right? Now, if you remember, there is a conversation going on social media that Ferrari already highlighted this challenge regarding the restart, which has happened.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
highlighted. That's
Yeah,
what I wanted to highlight.
correct. And Ferrari highlighted this point, but all the other teams, uh, you know, went
They were
against.
kind of too much bent up towards the battery side of the things because
Correct.
they were like, feared that the cars would be energy starved, which they
Right.
are
Right.
to a
So
certain level, to an
yeah. So
extent.
whatever the problem is technically, okay, Ferrari highlighted, the other team shut it down, saying that no, nothing is going to happen. Now during the preseason testing, when the other teams find out, Ferrari blocked it. Nothing wrong in that. I think it is perfectly fine. It's like बस
Simple
मैंने तो बताया, अभी
politics.
तुमको नहीं करने का था तो मैं क्या करूं?
हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते उसे.
हाँ. अभी तो फिर अभी मैंने एडजस्ट कर लिया, तो अभी मैं क्यों एडजस्ट करूँ वापिस से? अभी तेरी गलती। दैट इज एज
Simple
सिंपल एज
man.
दैट। ठीक है।
Simple man.
या फेयर इनफ, ओके। बट देन criticizing the regulations is not the right thing. Okay, I understand, because there are more uh, people who might be technically very strong. Okay, in terms of mechanical prowess and everything, knowledge wise, and they have decided that these rules are good going forward. So it is good. Okay. Now you are saying that cars are nimble. Cars might be nimble, yes, but they are not that smaller compared to last year. They are hardly uh,
Absolutely not.
they
But
are
they
hardly only 0.2 millimeters and 0.9 millimeters shorter.
20
It is like this
centimeters
much.
shorter.
Yeah, it is this much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
understand.
that will
But
not affect.
I'm speaking from I'm just speaking from a general TV viewer point of
uh,
because to them the cars are seemingly very shorter and they are much more nimble and agile to race
yeah,
based
they
on
are
what we are seeing.
definitely nimble and
Although
agile. I mean, we have never
although
seen.
this is a layman's explanation to what you are saying,
Correct.
what I said.
Yeah, correct. But they are eventually they are not that small. Okay, they are hardly
No, no,
1 millimeter or two
absolutely not.
millimeters smaller. Fair enough. But yes, we have seen overtakes in places, where the overtaking was never thought of, like in turn six, turn seven, all those
Turn
kind of
one.
places. So this kind of overtaking capabilities were never there in the previous cars. Okay. So yes, this is very nice. We are seeing lot of overtakes happening in Australia, here in China, and these are very nice. Basically, what is happening is that you are chasing a car, you are overtaking it, but then the other person again has an opportunity to over bypass you again. So this is
Mario Kart.
yeah, this is fun. This is fun. This is
Like,
entertaining. Okay. It may not be pure
come on,
racing, or
Charles
it
Leclerc.
yeah, yeah, it may not
Charles
be pure
Charles came
racing.
on the radio and said that this was quite fun racing. So drivers are starting to like it. So I say this is like fine wine. It will just get on with age. Like it will
Yeah,
start to
it
grow
will
on like on fans,
correct. It
on
will get
drivers
on.
once
Yeah.
the teams start to get because there are certain teams and drivers who are not happy with this set of regulations because they are not fighting at the front. So I think it's a little bit premature. And now that we have this unexpected break in the middle of the season in March next coming next April.
April, yes, after
So I
Japan.
think yeah, after Japan. So I think the smaller teams and the teams who are on the back foot, they might get some time because this is not a complete shutdown like they said in the summer, like they do in the summer breaks or the winter breaks. So this is a blessing in disguise for some other teams, I guess.
It can be a blessing
So
in disguise for with the other team, but what I want to highlight is we'll come back to that particular point. But what I want to highlight is that yes, regulations are might not be acceptable to some people because, as you highlighted, they might not be fighting for a win or something like that. But then it might also be a part that you have missed some uh, pointers here and there in terms of setup or something like that, which may cause this
exactly.
particular issue also. So it's not entirely regulations' fault. Yes, the cars are slower, they are not noisier. Okay, they they might be slower. Agreed. Everything fine. No problem. Yes, you are correct. Okay, but this is what it is. Let's live by it.
Sure. So coming to the race, we have let's run down to the race order. Kimi Antonelli finished first, his first race win, and I'm so happy for him. So happy for it. His first race win and the youngest winner in Formula One history after Sebastian Vettel. And a very well-deserved race win. Then the podium was completed by George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. And yeah, I have some thoughts about Lewis Hamilton, and so do you.
Three Mercedes
Because
boys
being a
finishing on podium.
tifosi, I yeah. 1, 2, 3. Mercedes 1, 2, still our
Mercedes
driver.
1, 2, 3.
So I'm so happy about this. I'm so happy about this. So I let's start with the podium. What are your thoughts on the one, two, three, and each individual driver's performance? Come on.
Uh, Kimi drove absolutely fantastic. Okay. That guy had a very good car and he nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He, that was, okay. Kimi did very well, no doubt about that. But again, he was unchallenged because Russell had a very poor start. Okay. He went up to P6, P7, up to the back. I'm not sure. Okay. He went very further back. Okay. At the start of the race.
Yeah, yeah.
Then, sorry. Yeah. So, uh, he had a very good
No,
start.
no.
He had this good tussle also with Ferrari, but he nailed the start absolutely perfect, and he was unchallenged throughout the entire race. Okay, he was helped with safety car, but behind during the safety car, the racers behind him were Colapinto and Ocon. Okay, they were into their own fight, so they did not, engage that much into it, right? So he again got a free pass over there. Okay. And then, when Ferrari were close to challenge, they started fighting on their own.
Exactly.
And that again gave a breather to, Kimi and George to pass and take the P2 also in the race. Right. So Kimi drove absolutely fantastic. He did not put a foot wrong in the entire race. Absolutely, kudos to him. Like you said, he is the youngest race winner so far, correct? Only second behind is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct. George
19
Russell,
years,
yeah, George
Sebastian
Russell,
Vettel.
correct. Coming to the P2, P3 finish, uh, good race by George Russell, recovered very well thanks to all the power that he has in his car. And he also drove excellently, did not make any kind of mistakes. Good, good, absolutely nice race. Good follow up to his race in terms of backing the Australia up. Now he's leading the championship only by 1 point. So let's see where that goes. Are we going to see a intra team competition for WTC or inter team competition for WTC? Then only time will tell. Okay. Coming to P3 for Lewis Hamilton, very happy for him. Finally, he got a podium in the Ferrari colors.
It's a
Uh,
long season.
yeah, it's a proud Tifosi. So yes, yay. But then again, all three Mercedes boys on the podium was a delight for Toto. You know, of course, he still considers Hamilton as
And
his
Bono,
Mercedes driver,
the
so
the
he
race
can't.
engineer for all three.
Yeah, 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 exactly. So that was, yes. Again, Lewis Hamilton shares a very warm, has a very special place for Mercedes also. So let's not run away from that. Uh, though he's driving for Ferrari, but he has that soft corner for Mercedes, so that's fine. But yes, well driven car by
He always have.
Hamilton, which shows that he's very happy in the team, and all those rumors and everything have now silent down, that he's now performing well. But then only thing I'm disappointed is that Ferrari
He's
could have easily have two cars on the podium. They were maintaining their pace very nicely until Leclerc and Hamilton started fighting amongst themselves. Okay, they threw the cat in the pigeon by themselves. The Ferrari could have easily had a double podium today. I'm thoroughly disappointed in both the drivers. I think Fred should sit to the boys and tell them that this is what it is. Whoever is leading is leading. You're not going to fight them, but eventually you're supposed to help them. If the Ferrari wants to win a WCC this year, yes, they can. And once the regulations they get subsided, and as they are developing a new engine also, and they get it, they might challenge for WTC also. But they need to set the rules ground a firm. They cannot have, okay, let's uh, you know fight it out on the track. Cannot happen. My heart was here when they will crash into each other. I thought there will be zero podium for Ferrari this year, this race, as they were racing. Seriously, man, not accepted.
Yeah. I see now why Ferrari is in such a pressure because of the very, very high standards the Tifosi put them in. And surely you must not be happy with them, but I think this is a long season and the drivers having a scrap because of how good the Mercedes is currently and the big in advantage that they have for the start of the season, at least for the first half of the season. Not first half, first quarter also. I think that both drivers did well. They had a fair racing battle, and the better driver eventually came out on top. And coming to your point, I seriously don't think how Ferrari could have managed a double podium there. Because eventually the Mercedes brought temperature into their tire. And I'm talking about after the fact after the safety car. Because Ferrari got a good launch and they were very well in heating their tires up. And they had a good go at the Mercedes, which they could have done in Melbourne, but not to the extent that we saw today. So I think there is a simple thing that they are maximizing what positions they can. Like having finishing one driver in the podium, I don't think it's too bad for Ferrari right now.
No, no, it's not too bad for Ferrari, but could have been better. Why I'm saying Ferrari could have had two podiums is because they were managing the pace quite well. You know, if you see the gap
Yeah,
before the tussle
George
started,
Russell himself said,
yeah, so before the tussle started, Hamilton was like 1.2 seconds or something like that, or 1.5 seconds behind Kimi, and
yeah,
Leclerc was managing that 1 second gap, to Hamilton, which will give him that boost, right? Through which he
exactly.
could defend Russell very conveniently, right? He was getting that opportunity. So Russell
Okay.
was not able to catch up, at least for 4 5 laps. At least I saw that he was not able to catch up on the back straight or the main straight as well. Okay, so I think there was a quite a possibility if they could have played in a very nice manner, very tactically possible.
I think, uh, yeah, what you are saying could have been achievable, but I think Lewis pushed himself a little bit harder, chasing Kimi for the lead of the race after the safety car restart, which then resulted in him even like he didn't have any grip in the middle part of the race, and he was continuously coming onto the radio saying that I have not power. And Charles Leclerc got that overtake and the boost mode behind him because he was gradually closing up to him. It's only natural for a driver to close in on him. And sure, Ferrari could have used team orders to manage the pace and keep Russell at bay. But I think eventually Russell would have got there. Because how long can you hold back a car which has an advantage of
Correct,
4 to 5 times on an average
correct.
in race trim only?
Yeah, see, correct. There is always ifs and buts. There is ifs and buts.
Yeah,
George Russell could have George Russell going to P2 was inevitable. Fair enough, no problem. There is a possibility. I'm saying another possibility. Ferrari could have had 2 3 and could have kept Russell at bay.
alternate
Possibility.
reality.
Yes. Yeah. Hypothetical situation. Why not?
Yeah,
But what I am saying is basis on what I saw in the race, at least for 4 5 laps continuously before the tussle began. And that tussle gave a free air to Kimi and gave a pass to Russell also because he was just sitting back, relaxing. Okay, let them fight it out. I'll take the pass and I'll take the P2. He eventually did that. And when
yeah,
you're going into a tussle, you're spoiling your tires, you're going onto the marbles, you are pushing anybody off, all those things happen. So, yes, the person ahead and the person behind will get an opportunity if they're close by.
yeah, sure. So I think what I get what you're trying to say, and Ferrari will have the time to
I
get
hope
the
so.
strategies right. Yeah, I seriously hope so. They get their act straight to it this year because
Yeah,
they have built a very good car and a very reliable engine.
correct.
The chassis
And
is performing very nicely.
for a change, they got the strategy also right this time around.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was just hoping to God that they don't screw it up and they don't let
They just
any
had to
of the
follow some
drivers.
orders.
Yeah, just simple as that. So coming off the podium, I think also one quick point. I think I saw Hamilton enjoying these type of racing much more than he was in World Cup. Do you agree?
Then he was in what?
in the previous era, the ground effect era.
You can say so because Hamilton did not have a car to challenge for victory, right, in the ground effect era. So you can say so that he was not enjoying himself. A champion
He
driver will not enjoy anything less than a win at any given
asked
point of
Fernando
time.
Alonso. Ask Fernando Alonso.
Yeah,
So
ask anybody.
I think moving on to the midfield, wow, that scrap between Haas and Alpine was very. Huh? Verstappen just sitting back
Oh,
and
absolutely. Oh, yes, yes. Such a
drivers going
fantastic,
yo-yo.
there was everybody in that up to P13, P14. Firstly, there are 6 to 7 cars which retired. Okay. And
Exactly.
three,
The
four,
rate of attrition is very much.
the rate of attrition before even started the race, there was a rate of attrition. Two,
Two
both the
McLaren cars didn't
McLarens,
even start.
both the McLarens, Audi, and a Williams did not
Audi.
start. Right.
So
So again, there is a retrospection possible for the teams. I hope that this April vacuum, which has been created, unfortunately, in the calendar, will be
yeah,
filled by the teams in terms of financing their engines and
yeah,
cars.
they'll surely scratch their heads and come up with some certain
They have
solutions.
to. They don't have any other option.
Majorly for Honda and Aston Martin. Like,
Honda
how
is
can
lost
you?
case, man. Live Honda. Honda is a lost case. They
Are
will
you
not
sure
come up with
about
the
it?
winning terms for the next 3 years also. They are not going to come up.
So, like, it's
Okay.
sad, but it's real.
Yeah, yeah. But on their own, they
Unfortunately,
are not going to produce a winning engine for sure. In the ground effect
they
also,
had Red
or
Bull.
before that, because it was Red Bull who created their own powertrain, and they just assisted Honda in simplifying their engine and getting the more performance out of it. Now that the Red Bull powertrain is gone, okay, so Honda is on its own and they are screwing it up again. Okay, and I don't
and
know,
not
somehow Alonso is always there in the mix with the Honda.
and not to mention the fact that their previous partner in Red Bull is having a much more respectable season in comparison to them, what they are having. Because
True. I mean, see, if if in a nutshell, in a very summarized manner, if I tell you only Ferrari and uh, Mercedes
Mercedes,
have found the rules to be very easygoing for themselves. Okay. Now, if
and
you
that's
see,
because of the built-in advantage they have, because of the years of knowledge
correct,
they have through these engine
correct,
regulation changes.
right, right. But then, if you see from the customer team's point of view, Alpine, I think, had a good race in Australia also and here also. Okay. And
They're gradually building up.
yeah, so let's switch for Alpine to go from Renault engines to Mercedes engines have kickback. So now they can purely focus on chassis and
Chassis, yeah.
aerodynamics and they can get the results done, which is showing up. Eventually, we will see Alpine catching up to the back teams, right? Red Bull are a bit of losers from where they are. Red Bull and McLaren both actually. They are not, you know,
Actually, the Red Bull situation could be track specific. You never know. Because up until China, the engine was a decent one
oh,
in terms of a new power unit manufacturer. I think I was fairly impressed by what they were able to produce because of how Honda and Audi have been performing. Audi is also in a very respectable position because their cars are touching Q2 and Q3 and they are almost very closely missing out on Q3
fair enough. In
appearances.
the if you're talking about the qualifying pace, fair enough. Audi is making it, but in the race they are not counting it through.
No, no, no.
Okay. Last race Bortolotto finish in points. Yes, I agree. So they are there in thereabout, like what you're saying. I agree to your point. Okay.
They
But
have to be there to pounce on opportunities like we had so much
no, they are
rate of
so
attrition
further
in China.
no, they are so further back that they cannot pounce to an opportunity. To pounce to an
On basic
opportunity, you
points,
have
I'm
to be
saying.
very close. You know,
On basic points in the lower part of the midfield, I'm saying.
yeah, that
P10,
they can do.
P9.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like Sainz did today. He got a P10.
exactly. In an overweight car.
Yeah,
So,
correct,
so that's what I'm saying. You have to be present in that
correct.
lower part of the midfield fighting for points.
Yes, and then while we are praising Kimi and good race by Ferrari and Mercedes, Haas
Ollie.
finished P5. Ollie,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
absolutely nailed it. He was like something like 20-25 seconds behind Charles in P5,
He
but
drove a solid race
he
there.
very solid race, superb. That was an amazing
Yeah.
race. Okay, that Haas is definitely doing something. And before that, Ocon was also having a good race. Okay, so it was not that
Before
only
the crash with
yeah,
Colapinto.
correct. Before the crash with Colapinto, he was also having a good race. Okay, so both Alpine and Haas were having a very good race. Okay, together. Okay,
Yeah,
and
sure.
the results are showing up. Correct. So,
एक, एक मिनट की रिकॉर्डिंग रुक दो ना. So SJ, rounding off our conversation right now, uh, it was a pretty eventful weekend for F1, and now we are heading to Japan. And there is a small point I wanted to touch with you uh, regarding these two cancelled races in Middle East. What do you think the teams might come up with during this unexpected break leading to
uh,
Miami?
I
And
don't know.
because let me,
I
I'm
don't
sorry
think so it
to
was
part.
okay. Continue.
Yeah, I just wanted to say because F1 has these new things called additional development and upgrade opportunities, which they have been segregated into quarters of some year. And the window for this first part was in Miami, and these two races being missed in the Middle East right now. So, what in that regard do you think the teams might face?
See, it was rather an unfortunate event that the two races are being cancelled right now. Okay.
Yeah,
But I think somewhere down the line, people already knew, and they might have already started planning and executing their plan, to get this vacuum done. What they can do, they can, like, say, for example, Ferrari is working on a new engine module, right? They
yeah,
can probably push and get it done, but then what we are forgetting is that they will never be able to test it on the track. Okay, they'll do the simulation, they'll do their CD, CFD, and everything, but that data has to be correlated at the track, right?
right. Nothing beats real world testing.
Exactly. So all those things will be missed because there would have been 3 and 3 6 practice sessions, you know. Then all these things would have been all this valuable on track time would have been is getting cancelled. Yes, it really pains me to see that we are going to miss couple of races, good entertaining races possibly from the calendar.
I'll personally miss Jether. I really wanted to see how these cars go around.
Yeah, possible. But then,
Such a
yes,
nice
yeah.
track to
So
miss.
let's see what happens now with this voiding and how the teams will behave and react to the situation. I think the teams will take opportunity to outdevelop their car and products accordingly.
Yeah. So I think that pretty much sums it up. Like the race was good.
Yeah, absolutely right.
The the result was good, and it's surely a very good day for Tifosi and Italian motorsport in general.
Yeah, we
Grant.
basically have the same result, like right? What we had last weekend, we have the same result in the main race, 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Only the drivers are swapped for both Mercedes also and for Ferrari also, right? So that's the same. Yeah. The only thing is that you had another podium in this sprint also. So I think this is going to be a constructed battle between Ferrari and Mercedes. If Mercedes are not going to, roll it down and Ferrari are not going to catch up, then it's a different story altogether.
I
But
think the European part of the season might get exciting. because of the characteristics of the cars. Because Ferrari is very fast and slow corners, and Mercedes
Yeah,
tends to lean more towards the fast corner
yeah,
stuff.
big possibility.
So Monaco, tracks like Azerbaijan,
Yeah, tracks like
they might throw
yeah, tracks like
Singapore
For
also.
example, Hungary, for example.
Yeah,
Okay, so those are very not too much of power hungry circuits, right? Singapore or
exactly.
Hungary and Monaco, for example. So there's 3 4 races which come to the mind. Maybe Azerbaijan, okay, and say um, maybe Spain. Spain has only one straight, basically two straights, but one is a big straight,
Sure.
one is a very small straight. So again, good
And
corners
an
and
unknown in Madrid,
unknown in Madrid, but
on a
Madrid
new
still has
track
a
in
straight
mind.
circuit, so it will have a straight. Let's see how things turn up. I am really hoping. I'm positive for Ferrari. Definitely Mercedes have shown their pace, but I'm positive for
Yeah,
Ferrari. So let's see what happens. Okay. As a Tifosi, I want Ferrari to be on
yeah,
top. I don't care Leclerc or Hamilton wins. I want to see a red on the top. Okay. But without fightings amongst each other,
yeah.
please, please, Fred Osur, put the ground rules in check. Okay, don't let the two people collide each other. This is my humble request as a Tifosi.
Red rules. So on that part, I think it's time to end the podcast.
Yep. Thank you, people. Take care. We'll see you after the Japanese Grand Prix.